Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated if you're joining me on the YouTube channel. Like, subscribe. If you're joining me on Facebook, make sure that you are following my page, Coach Gene Clemens. If you're joining me on Twitter or if you have any other social media, it's at Gene Clemens. For those who celebrate, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas Eve. To those who celebrate today, in our Hispanic cultures, Happy Noche Buena, or Feliz Noche Buena. It is a really awesome time of year, and while people will try to commercialize this time and make it into something that it never should have been, I want people to always never forget to appreciate the friends and the family that you have out there, because you just never know when this might be the last time you get an opportunity to celebrate with them for whatever reason. You might have a falling out. There may be a life loss. There may be something that drastically changes in life that pulls you apart. Whatever it might be, celebrate, embrace, enjoy the moments that you have right now with the people that you love, because you never know when that's going to be taken away. I think sometimes in sports, not sometimes, a lot of times sports mirrors life, or life mirrors sports, however you want to put it. I grew up as a kid that did not receive a lot of presents for Christmas, especially when I was young. It just wasn't, in the cards for what we had going on. And so it didn't necessarily mean people didn't love me, but there were not a lot of presents. But the cool thing happened from that. When I received presents, I really, really appreciated them. I really enjoyed them. I maximized those presents to the fullest because I didn't have a bunch of presents. I know friends, and this is not a diss against them. I know people, but I know friends, people that I grew up with, family members that I may have grown up with or been around that had a lot of presents. They didn't nearly enjoy or appreciate those presents as much as I appreciated my present or presents, because they had so many, that they had so many gifts that they didn't appreciate the ones that they had on an individual basis. And so they would get away from them. They would lose them. They would break because they weren't paying attention to them. Stuff would happen. I think that's a lot like sports. Like, sometimes we have to remember every year in college, coaches bring in new players. They get new gifts. And they get enamored with all of these new gifts that they start to forget to pay attention to the gifts that they have. This is how you see players end up in the transfer portal. Make no mistake about it, this isn't a situation where it's just all selfishness on the player's part. Some of these players are being pushed, whether they're being pushed consciously, whether they're being pushed subconsciously, they're being pushed to the transfer portal. Why? Because there's a new shiny toy coming in, and they understand that person is going to pay more attention to that new toy than they're paying attention to me. There's so many toys here that in order for me to be appreciated, I have to go somewhere else. That's why you see the University of Georgia always have a quarterback that ends up transferring away. That's why you see Ohio State always have a quarterback that ends up transferring away. Where do you not see a lot of quarterbacks transfer from? Alabama. Why is that? Because Alabama really appreciates their presence. They appreciate the gifts that they have. In fact, you don't see a ton of players transferring from Alabama. Do they transfer? Yes, they do. Are they all staying because they're winning championships? If you're going to sit and call players selfish, you can't then say, well, they're going to stay to sit on the bench just because they're winning a championship. You can't have it both ways. If they're selfish, they're selfish. They're going to move on to better themselves. But I think, and I don't know this for a fact because I'm not on the inside of Alabama, but I think they do a better job of appreciating their presence. They do a better job of appreciating those gifts that they're given every single year. I think the community does a great job of appreciating those gifts that they're given every single year. And as a result, they get more out of their players. They get more out of those gifts. Those gifts don't break as much as other gifts do. Meaning, we're talking, meaning they don't transfer, meaning that they don't have bad experiences where they feel like they were gypped out of their collegiate experience. That's how you get a Mac Jones to be there for so long. That's how you get a Jalen Hurts to stay after you've given his job away. That's how you do that, because people appreciate that you appreciate them. And so many of these places around college football don't seem to have that same level of appreciation. Why else can you explain how Missouri has a quarterback who just won awards for them as a quarterback, decide that he's going to transfer away from Missouri the moment that Missouri brings in a top 10 recruiting class? You think it's coincidence? I don't. I think it's something that we have to think about. I look at the University of Florida, and my cousin, and this is not me trying to name drop, but I am extremely proud of this young man. My cousin Malik Davis just finished up his career at the University of Florida, I believe. He just received his degree, graduated. He is now a degree-holding person from the University of Florida. Nobody's ever taken that away from him, right? But his football career has been one that's been plagued by a big injury and then having to fight it out with 6-7 other running backs at all times. How can you ever feel loved and appreciated? How can you ever maximize or get to the point where you maximize what you bring to the table when you're always duking it out with 4- and 5-star recruits on a regular basis, and the team refuses to just allow you to cook? Because every time Malik Davis has had the opportunity to perform, he's not only taken it, but he's run with it. He's had great. This isn't just because he's my cousin. I bring it up because I'm proud of what he did. He could have easily transferred. In the time that he was there, there were so many players that he played with or against in high school that went to the University of Florida and transferred. He could have easily walked out the door, easily went to another school. But what is that going to do? Right? Is he going somewhere where those people are going to appreciate his gift? Or is he just going to go to another situation where he's going to be one of a bunch? And I can only assume, because I'm not in his decision-making process, nor shall I be, nor should I be. He sat down and went, wherever I go, I'm going to be in this situation. So I might as well keep on kicking here and get this University of Florida education. And congratulations to you. That's what you did. I want you to know that I'm proud of you, that all of the Clemens are proud of you. I know all of your family's proud of you, but I want you to know we're proud of you as well. And we look forward to seeing what you're going to do with the next chapter of your life. But I got to imagine it's like that everywhere. Northern Illinois is going to run into this extremely soon, like really, really soon. You've got all of these backs that you're getting carries for. And yes, you're a running team, but at some point, somebody's going to go, I should be this. Now, how has the University of Alabama been able to do it? How were they able to have all of those really good backs at one point in time and none of them leave? Like none of them just up and walk away. How were they able to do that? Richardson and Ingram and Drake and Henry, all on the same roster at the same time, cooking. How were they able to do it? Because in all of these cases, the backups didn't receive a bunch of carries. There was one legitimate ball carrier, and when his time was done, the next person stepped in, and they all knew it. How did they get those kids to buy into that? How did they get those kids or those young men to understand, I just got to wait, and when it's my time, they're going to ride for me? Why? How? I'll tell you how. Because they showed it. Hey, look, this guy is the guy. So he's going to be the guy. And I want you to see the dedication that we've made to this guy as our guy, so that when it's your turn to be the guy, you know you're going to get this same level of dedication as long as you are putting in the work. And that's how it's done. That's how you go Richardson, Ingram, Henry. That's how you do it. That's how you get all of these blue chip athletes in at linebacker and convince them all to wait their turn. That's how you get all of these offensive linemen to come in and embrace playing guard and then moving to tackle, or playing center and then moving to guard and then moving to tackle. That's how you get them all to embrace it. You show them that when it's your time to be the man, we're not only going to ride with you and for you, but then we're going to send you off. We're not going to try to keep you. We're going to, hey, it's time for you to go. Go. And that plays. That's why they're so successful. They haven't abandoned the gifts that they received because they got more gifts. Alabama has more gifts than almost anybody in the country. But they're not the only people who get a ton of gifts. Clemson has all the gifts on defense you could ever want, and yet Clemson's defense is just okay. They're going to have countless amounts of division of first-round talents and second-round talents come off of that defense. So why was that defense just okay? Only Dabo can answer that question. Clemson had tons of gifts at quarterback. How did it dry up? Where did the formula go wrong? Where did they drop the ball? This isn't on the players. Where did they drop the ball? And it's really simple if you really think about it. If you think about it hard, it's really simple. They had the opportunity to do right by a quarterback who had waited his turn, and they didn't. They saw the flashy new gift, They brought that flashy new gift in and pitched away the old one and blamed him for a lot of what was going on. And when they did that, they set a precedent, right? Okay, well, if I'm better, then I should usurp this person. And then we watch that person not improve over the next 2 years. But nobody challenged him for a position. So now there's no competition going on. There's nobody getting better. And then there's no, I gotta wait and I've gotta continue to work hard because when it's my turn, they're gonna ride for me type of thing. Because I know that if I have one slip up or mess up, if I'm not Deshaun Watson, they're gonna get me out of here. That's what happened. It's just my theory. I don't have any actual data. It's just what I see. People might call me crazy. People might say I'm trying to start stuff. I don't really care. Whatever. At the end of the day, that's what happened. That's definitely what happens at Georgia all the time. All these 4 and 5 star quarterbacks they're getting at Georgia. You know how many guys they have on their bench right now who are 4 and 5 star quarterbacks, and they keep rolling out. People keep trying to find a way to put JT Daniels on the field. And you got all of this talent that's there, and they keep trying to find a way to shove JT Daniels on the field. What has he done to earn that position? Oh, well, he played well last year. Okay. Gotcha. This is what happens when you don't know how to manage your gifts. When you get too many gifts, when you've been blessed with so many gifts, sometimes you just start neglecting the gifts. You don't treat them as well. You don't develop them as much. You don't make them as better. There's not as much competition. You don't care about the competition because you know I've got more gifts coming next year. I get whatever I want. I get whatever I want because I'm me. So I get whatever I want. I get whatever gifts I need. And so when that happens and you're not appreciating them the way you should, you can start to see that fall off. It's something that schools have to be aware of. It's something that colleges have to be aware of. It's not something necessarily that high schools have to be aware of because they know that in high school, these gifts are fickle. They can switch at any time. You can go from the school that's getting all the talent to the school that's struggling to get talent in a year. And all it takes is just word of mouth. All it takes is just a little shift, a little bit of success. That's it. Not even a lot. Just a modicum somewhere else that can change the entire narrative and make it to where that's it. Not even a lot. Just a modicum. Make it to where it's not even a situation for other people to see. So when you think about where we are and what we do as coaches, we've got to learn to appreciate our gifts more. We've got to learn to look at the person that we have that's been with us and go, hey, man, I need to make you the best you can possibly be because I want the next person to see that I made you the best person or I helped you become. That's a better word. I helped you become the best you can be so that they will have faith that I will help them become the best them they can be. And if they can't see that because they want to play right now, but they aren't significantly better than the person in front of them, then maybe that's not the person for you. Maybe somebody else can bring that out. All I know is this. I see a lot of the young men who did a bunch of transferring in high school, go to college, and do a bunch of transferring, and then they disappear. It's that simple. I see a lot of young men who do a bunch of transferring in high school or who don't buy in high school, take their gift and their talents to a college, and then don't buy in and do a lot of transferring in college. It's not all on the coaches. It's not all on the players. We have to appreciate our gifts. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, like, subscribe. Merry Christmas to everybody, because I just realized that it's Friday and I'm not going to be on tomorrow. So Merry Christmas to everybody. Have a great holiday weekend. Be safe. We'll see you on Monday. Peace.